conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, buddies.
What's up?
Hi.
If you're watching us on YouTube, that was definitely David Lee Roth singing. Just sound just like him.
Right.
Welcome to We Love Rock Operas, the albums that made us. Tonight, we will be discussing 1978's Van Halen.
Yep.
Peaked at number 19 on the Billboard Top 200 and sold more than 10 million copies, reaching diamond status. And this selection was brought to you by Jeffy Lee Roth. Take it away,
guys?
Jeff.
All right. Yeah, so when you mention albums that made us, and it's albums that you listen to fully, never skip. This one was the first one that came to mind because it was the first one I was introduced to at an early age, and it by my cousin, and it opened up my ears to like other musical influences he liked, like Ozzy and Scorpions and Steve Vai and all them. And this was just an incredible album by an incredible band. And before we start, I was wondering from the group here, what do you think? Who is of the three? Who is your favorite frontman? Is it Roth, Hagar, or Sharon? Dare I say?
Well,
It's
Jeffy,
nice of you to throw Sharon in there. I'm a big fan of Sharon, but for his other
extreme.
work.
Yeah, extreme.
I will tell you right now, the fact that you said three and my first instinct was to go three. I should tell you it's not the third guy. Yeah,
I think that album's pretty decent, actually. But when you're going up against these other two,
That's true.
It's tough, and especially when you only had one album compared to multiple albums from the other ones. Like,
true,
you're kind of starting off the underdog.
Yeah.
So we talked about it before getting on tonight. I'm kind of 50-50 as far as frontman goes with Van Halen. As far as songs that I love, it's probably equal between Roth and Hagar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like them all. Oh, sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's the same. A band like this, it's sometimes you're more familiar with the personalities than you are with the individual songs. So, I enjoyed Dave every once in a while I'm sipping some Cabo Wabo. So it's the best of both worlds.
I like when you did that. Yeah. I mean, I would say ultimately Dave's my favorite just because of the whole, package with entertainment and just lyrically, and he can hit those high notes and stuff like that. And just, whereas Sammy's more of his songs are definitely, he's done the ballads for Van Halen. I don't think I've ever heard a Van Halen ballad for when Roth was with him, but for sure it was, Sharon's very underrated. I actually listened to all three a few weeks ago, Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, and Van Halen 3, and that Sharon album is very underrated. There is still some good hits on there, not as much as the others, but So, but ultimately, I would go with Roth. Roth is the one I've seen live in concert when I went to my only Van Halen concert I went to in 2012.
Nice.
And and he was the one I was first introduced to when I first heard of Van Halen. So
right, as
curious.
The world mostly was, since he was the first one.
Obviously,
when it comes to the magnetic stage presence and the energy and everything else, that's where I lean towards Roth. When it lyrically, I lean towards Hagar.
Right.
I think it was much deeper lyrics once he came on board.
Yeah.
I can drive 55.
Wout is Wout is more the entertainer. But yeah,
But we're only here to discuss one of those frontmen tonight.
true. Yep. Debut album.
So you want to get this album rolling?
Sure.
We all know this first track.
My life like there's no tomorrow, and all I've got I had to steal. We start on me to beg or borrow. Yes, I'm living at a pace that kills. Ooh, yeah. I'm running with the devil.
Yeah. Now that's how you start an album. But by the way, so I didn't know what that sound was at the beginning of that song, and until I looked it up, it's actually the car horns from the cars they were driving at the time, and they just recorded the horn sound of from the cars onto the track, which is pretty cool, I thought. But and then and then you get into that bass line, and then just so good. What's even good fun? What's funny is if you listen to the song without the music, and you just listen to I don't know if you ever heard the version of just David's lyrics without the music, but by the end he sounds like an exhausting Ric Flair with a woo at the end at the final woo.
Yeah.
But oh my god, what the hell? I'm staying awake.
I'm wide
But,
awake.
Okay. But no, yeah, Running with the Devil, great opening track. It's about life on the road, and and the just how it is, like touring life and stuff like that. It's not anything to do with the devil, as people might think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The road is the devil. It's the devil.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely top 3, if not top 1 Van Halen song of all time. So like, how can you not love that the album kicks off with this and just be like, all right, I need to hear what the rest of this album has in store for me, because this song is just a classic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, this is this song to kick off this album. Well, once I heard it, I was hurt, but then I was even more hurt when I heard it's probably one of the most iconic instrumentals. Thank you
With
for
that,
research.
Jeffy Eruption.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
gotta
man.
love a song where your namesake for the band just goes, just in case everyone forgot whose band this actually is.
Right.
Make no mistake, this is why we're a band.
So if you're
Oh,
living
man.
under a rock and you also didn't listen to the Songs That Made Us from Jeffy, that's track 2, Eruption.
Yeah. And I made it on that list. That is correct. It's it's even more incredible when I saw it live. I mean, it was just amazing. And I'm just still bummed that we lost him when he did in 2020. Damn that year. That was a shit year for a lot of people.
Is
For a
that
lot of
his
reasons.
pop next to you, by the way?
Yeah. Like,
That is a great pop figure.
I know, I had to have it. I was so glad I found it at Target. But but it was incredible solo. You hear I think my cousin could play a part of this. I don't think he ever played the full thing on his guitar, but I've heard my cousin play a bit of it.
Wow.
And yeah, but I also heard him play the Nets track too, which I'm not ready to go to yet, so don't play it yet. But I just wanted to say this was definitely one of the tracks that made Eddie for sure my one of my favorite guitarists of all time. So,
As you know, the world's. I mean, this
Yeah.
song right here shows you why he's held in such high regard with some of the other greatest guitar players of all time out there. So, like,
yeah.
his name will always be held up in that infamy when it comes to just amazing guitar work, and this shows you why.
Yes, your super producer here. I will say that Eddie, in an interview one time, said there's a couple mistakes in this song, but we'll never know what they are. But he knows what they are
Yeah.
and where they are, and it kills him every time he hears it, which is fantastic because you don't listen to it and hear mistakes. It just sounds amazing.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's crazy. Like that, I don't hear them at all. Yeah. So it's a flawless song, which leads us right into the first cover. Unless you got something else to add, Rob.
No, just like we were talking about before we went live, the fact that Eddie was so talented and so, what's the word I'm looking for? Protective of his own style, that he would perform with his back to the audience so no one could figure out what he was doing, Just shows you how differently his mind worked.
Yeah.
You really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can sleep at night. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know where I'm going, yeah. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can sleep at night. You really got me. Oh, you really got me.
You really got me.
Yep.
Originally by the
Another
Kinks.
thing- I was gonna say another thing that Dave was known for is playing a lot of cover songs during his era of Van Halen.
I love me a good cover song. A
That's
lot.
Yeah.
And I love it when the cover I enjoy better than the original,
Yeah.
which, it's rare, but it's definitely out there. And,
Yeah.
and if I didn't make it clear, this is one of the ones I think is I would listen to this all day long over the Kinks.
Right. I was gonna do that also. This was the first one I heard before the Teens, and then when I heard the Teens, it's like, eh. But when I heard this one, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, I thought it was part of Eruption because the Eruption was the long intro, and then they had the how
Then it goes
how it
into
transitions. Yeah, just the way it transitions. Like it ends and then it just like oh. Like I can't hear another song after Eruption. That's not "You Really Got Me." You know what I mean? So
yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it's definitely like one of the most iconic openings in rock. Just the dun 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 dun. So, this is my personal favorite on the album.
Right.
Really?
And then
The
wow.
cover.
Wow.
you got I was gonna say something and then I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh yeah, this was another one that my cousin played on guitar a lot. That I watched him play.
That makes more
He-
sense.
Like I said, he was a big Van Halen guy, and like he said, he had the red and white Squire by Fender that he put electrical tape on and made it look like the Frankenstein.
That's
and
awesome.
just sitting in his basement watching, growing up watching them play it was just so cool. And I'm so glad he got me hooked on this band because this is, they're in my top 3 for sure as my greatest favorite bands of all time. But yeah, so let's keep it rolling.
My love is right to the core. You're talking about love, just like I've told you before. Yeah, before, you know you're semi-good looking, and on the streets again. Oh yeah, you think you're really cooking, baby. You better find yourself a friend, my friend.
Ain't talking about love. Come on, Rob, where were you? Let's harmonize.
I was muted. I'm sorry. I was pitch perfect, but you'll never know if I'm lying or not.
One of the other standout songs on the album.
Yeah.
And you're right. You don't get a lot of ballads from DLR, and he ain't talking about love, baby.
Yeah, it's yeah, but this ain't really a ballad. Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. No, this ain't a ballad. What are you saying? Well, I get it though.
I mean, if Project Outcast's comment, they say he definitely had some kinks.
that was the last song. So, anyways, that Jay. Anyways, so yeah, just another good song on the album. It's there. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it's still a good song. I love the bit at the end. The hey, 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 hey. And it's always fun to do. But yeah, another thing that's wild about this album, it's only like a half hour. It's a real short album, but it's so snackable and listenable. It's it's easy to listen to the whole thing, and it's yeah. So
yeah, I was very surprised how short this was.
This one is one of my favorites on the album, actually. Yeah, it's probably some of my favorite lyrics on the album. To be honest.
Oh, we'll get into my favorite lyrics later, but
yeah,
I'll let you know.
Oh boy.
Dave is a genius. Anyways, next track 5, I believe. So we went from not talking about love to showing me your love.
Yeah.
So last track we were
I
not
think he's
talking
the
about love,
one,
and now we're
guys.
showing we love. Right? Can we talk about Alex Van Halen too? How gifted he is on the drums, man. Oh man, incredible, just incredible. I love the whole drum beat in this one, and just the whole
it definitely stands
rhythm
out
of
in
it.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
There's certain bands that just like right from the get-go, like all the parts fit perfectly into place. And, sometimes some parts wear down and you got to replace them, but at that right time, that right place, everything just
mutes and you lose everything while we're live. Thanks, Rob.
well,
We're live, pal. I enjoy this one because it's a love song, but it doesn't sound like a love song. Like you're so used to love songs being ballads, and they're like, I'm the one to show you love, and I'm still just gonna rock out and jump around. But you know, this is a love song. So it's completely different, and that's what I like about this.
Yeah.
No ballads from DLR. Even our love songs are gonna rock.
Yep.
Yo.
And then I really got nothing else for this one. So, it's all right.
Jamie's crying. Jamie's crying. Now Jamie wouldn't say all right. She knew he'd forget her. So they said good night. Oh, and now he's gone forever.
This is the most ballady song, and it's still not a ballad. But
Yeah.
it's the song besides Running with the Devil I probably listen to the most on this album.
Yeah, if you own this cassette of this, which I do, this is we're on side B now. So this now side B.
Cassette.
Yeah,
This was one of my first CDs I ever purchased, actually.
CDs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I borrowed my cousin's cassette, and he never took it back, so it's mine. But even though it has his name on the back. Yeah, this is another catchy song. You know, was it? You know what? I never. The opening lyric, is it look in his eyes or look in his ass? Because it sounds like look in his eyes, but it sounds it's eyes, isn't it? Though
It's ice.
okay. He started looking in his eyes. I don't know. For the longest time, I thought it was, and then I looked at his eyes. I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. Look at his eyes. But
Don't believe them, Jeffy. She saw the look in his ass. She saw the look
Definitely
in
in
his
his
ass.
no, I thought looking at his. I don't know. Never mind. Like looking was what. Never mind. I digress.
No, Outcast. What the
Son of a bitch.
His ass was winking at me. Ow!
What are we doing? No. And who is? So you know how some songs with people's names in it. I mean, is this just a made up person, or is this some actual person that they knew in their life?
Good
Or
question.
is this just a song? Just like some certain songs about certain named people about someone. I never. Probably
I've
should have looked it
never-
up before.
I've
Yeah,
never heard
I never
anything
really-
about it being a real story, but
So it's
or
just
a real
a
person.
just a
but
made up.
Could be. I didn't do research either, as we
No, yeah.
tend to do on this show. We just guess or just completely. We could completely make up a story if you wanted, but this is live, so we can't come together and make something up about it tonight.
We don't need to
Yeah.
if we have a super producer that looks stuff up.
Oh yeah,
And it turns out that
That's
Roth had the idea to write lyrics about a high school romance that didn't last, and Templeton believes that he got the idea from a two-note lick Eddie Van Halen played in the song that sounded like someone was crying. So it all started from Eddie's playing first, and they heard his guitar riffs and was like, "Oh, okay, let's do a song with that."
well that's cool. Thanks, super
Yeah,
producer.
yeah. Good job. Anyways. All right.
I mean, makes perfect sense listening to it, like hearing Eddie's guitar in my head now. It definitely does. Like it has that crying
So the wah-wah pedal or
tone.
something.
Like like very cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes
So
perfect
yeah,
sense.
this is probably my favorite song on the album.
That's one.
I second that. That's why we win.
Yeah,
Oh, this one?
yeah.
Well,
It's y'all show.
Okay.
Go for it.
I thought your favorite song was "Ain't Tired of My Love." You just
No,
said-
no, no. I said that's one.
Oh, one of them. Okay.
Yeah. This is my favorite song on the album. I mean, when I first got the album, it was "Running with the Devil" because I was a teenager, you know,
Yeah,
and it said
of
"Devil,"
course.
and that's badass.
Yeah.
But I grew up
But
somewhat.
I grew up.
Somewhat.
We all gotta grow up sometime.
Jamie's crying.
Yep. And next up, I'm going to play.
Thomas Funk.
Man,
Ooh.
again, just phenomenal guitar work.
Yeah.
I did the chorus in this too. You know, nobody wins the streets like me, the Atomic Punk.
And does have a rocking, punkish, and it's not punk, but it has a
No, right.
rock kind of punk vibe to it, especially for like 1978. I mean, they're definitely playing faster
Oh, yeah.
and you know than what they were used to at the time, and no wonder this caught people's ears. And
And you got DLR just be like, no, man, I can go higher.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Well,
it's all I want
Last
to do
shot.
the whole time. During any Van Halen album is just random screams all the time. That's all I want to do.
yeah.
Throwing
Just,
a dash of, oh, yeah.
Did you ever hear
And-
"Running with the Devil" with where they just take the clips of his noises he makes? It's fantastic.
I just brought that up earlier without the song, but I know. Oh yeah, just the sounds too.
Just
I heard
the
that
sound.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yep. I think, if I'm not mistaken, my favorite track's coming up. No, not yet.
Nope, you said it.
Oh yeah, this one's good.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is one
It's one of 'em.
I really enjoy as well. Once again, I'm here to feel your love tonight, but you're gonna get some killer guitar work in there too. So we're not gonna go the route, you'd usually go with lyrics like this. We're gonna, melt your faces off while speaking love to you.
I don't understand why the guitar would hide such classic, masterful Shakespeare lyrics as better use it up before it gets old. I tell you, honey, now you've let your life grow cold.
Beautiful,
Poetry.
beautiful.
Still not my favorite lyrics, though. Coming up. Still coming up still. But yeah, no, this is another fun song. Like I said, all these albums are great songs. That's why this is an album that made me, because I love it. But
Jeffy loves sex songs. You heard it here.
well,
You
I mean,
who doesn't? Just own it. Who doesn't?
yeah, right? Yeah.
So
The albums
still
that
not.
made me is a whole different connotation now.
But this is I mean, this is more than just the sex and rock and roll. Anyway,
That's all my albums that made us are. In fact, I made our super producer a mix CD one time, and I forget what I called it. So I just I think it was Music to F2 Volume 1 and Volume 2.
oh, Jesus.
Actually, I think you gave me volume 2 first, and that was part of the joke. And then you gave me a volume 1 after the fact.
Yeah. I was just trying to help my buddy out.
No, I think you were just a little dreamer.
Then they talk about you cold when you were headed for the skies. But you were
Oh,
Yeah.
I like his vocals there.
Yeah.
Fucking algorithm. Anyway, this one's a bit more bluesy, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Definitely. And his voice goes down and not like it's definitely different from the rest of the album, and that's
And the
why
rhythm.
I enjoy this one.
Yeah. It's slowed down a little bit, but not ballad little bit. Not ballad.
No,
sound.
just like the tone
blues sound,
went down a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Not musically where they're
Right,
but
right.
but just he dropped his voice down a peg. So
Yeah.
it's a little deeper, a little slower, but not ballady, but bluesy I'd say definitely the most bluesy song on here.
Definitely.
All right.
And something different.
My second favorite on the album, right behind You Really Got Me.
Yeah, nice.
The
Yeah, I chose this range, So he doesn't always have to sing, in the high octave. He can get, hit those low notes too.
None of them ever made it as singles, but if you listen to the whole album, you can see that he does other things, which is nice. Because if you are just a radio listener, you know him as this one.
Yeah, loud
one kind of
yeah,
singer. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Loud, fast, energetic singer. So it's nice seeing this change of tone a little bit.
Yeah.
Still not your favorite lyrics?
No, it's definitely coming up next.
Coming up next? Oh, God's sakes.
dedicate one to the ladies. Sometimes
I didn't hear it.
need something to keep you cool. Now sometimes your babe needs something to keep you cool. Better look out now, though. Dave's got something for you. Tell you what it is. I'm your eyes remain. Stop me when I'm passing by. On my mind, I'm your eyes remain.
Well, definitely one of the most discussed Van Halen songs.
I'm sorry. Nothing like putting my banana in your Dixie cup. All flavors and push-ups too. Holy fuck, Dave. Jesus. Oh, it's insane. But I will say I like the transition. This goes, it starts off acoustic and then you go in the rock mode. They did it. They had a song like that on their last album, The Different Kind of Truth, with Stay Frosty. I absolutely love Stay Frosty because it's a similar preface. It's with the acoustic first, and then they go to the rock out into the electric, and it's just so good. But but yeah, this is this is. I don't know why I love this song so much. It's a fun song. It's a fun song.
All my flavors guaranteed to satisfy.
Yeah, right? Like, come on.
I'll leave it at this is. Rob's third favorite song on the album.
Yeah, it is.
I won't lie to you. Little Dreamer on my CD went Little Dreamer, Running with the Devil, Eruption, because the CD was started over after Little Dreamer.
What?
I skipped the last two songs on the album.
The last song? Come on. You can't skip the last song. The last song.
I'm just saying that's how it was growing up for me. Like, I know these songs.
I mean, he really fucking belts it out in the last one. Shit.
Fire!
Ow.
Oof. Did you guys catch all those lyrics?
I couldn't. He was on fire.
Listen. I don't know what it is with me and like loving guys with the high song, you know.
Oh, me too. I love his vocals in this.
I love Axl. I love Freddie Mercury. I love fucking David Lee Roth, man. With how high they can do. Because I could never get that high. Maybe as a kid I used to, but no, not anymore with my old ass.
No.
But it's incredible, and just this is great way to end. You know, you came in strong, and you're going out with a bang, man. This is just incredible. With the end, you know, that's how you end an album. Just doing it all, belting it all out.
Oh yeah,
and yelling, yeah,
blowing your mind. Those vocals are insane on this.
Yeah. But like I said, then this led to you know, me buying some more of my cousin's cassettes, like The Lights of Ozzy and his Steve Vai albums, which Steve Vai.
What else did you steal from your cousin?
Scorpions. I stole the damn ink. Yngwie Malmsteen. It's not. I borrowed it. Ain't steal them. But
what we're saying, Jeffy's cousin, is it's time to collect. I get a hold of him.
Listen, he was in Davenport. I can just I always offered to give him to him back. He's like, no, you can keep it. I'm like, that's cool, I guess. And he eventually got him on CD. So
he moved on to CD. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So,
that was my progression. I only had a couple of cassettes, moved on to CD, and then went back to vinyl. So,
yeah. But yeah, this is definitely one of the first, like one of the first main big rock albums. Just before this was even before I listened to like Elvis. Before this, like you think all I was listening to was like, you know, Disney songs and like the Monkees, Muppets. At this point, I was listening to all kids songs. This is like the first actual, you know, rock legit cassette that I actually heard.
right.
And it's all thanks to my cousin, and it opened up a whole new genre for me, you know. And
Absolutely.
then because I would of course listen to Elvis and Neil Diamond and all them later in life, but yeah, this was. I'm glad that this was, you know, brought into my life, and I owe it all to my cousin. So thank you, Kurt.
This was one of my first rock CDs as well. I think it was like this, Bon Jovi, Green Day, and Bush I got at the same time. Before that, for me, I was listening to like Boyz II Men and TLC. So it holds a special place up there for holds a special place up there for me too. As one of my first rock and roll experiences of my own, because I mean, it's not true. I probably heard it on the radio with my dad, because my dad listened to a lot of that. That's where I heard Guns N' Roses the first time, you know, Van Halen. But as far as purchasing it, listening to full albums for me, this was one of the first rock ones for me.
Nice.
Y'all want to know the first time I heard the name Van Halen?
Airheads,
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
also good. Also good.
Yeah. One of them had a. Maybe that was. That was. I'm thinking Wayne's World. Never mind. Yeah.
You had the shirt.
Yeah. So, and they mentioned him. They were going to be at Wayne Stock at Wayne's World too.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. But,
yep. So they're, scattered throughout pop culture for decades. This was 78. So over 40 years.
That's nuts. Mm-hmm. I just wish they all two did along, You hear all the stuff about Wolfgang and David going at it and just, I don't know. But it is what it is.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
But yeah, incredible album. Good pick, Jeff.
Yep.
Appreciate it. You want to get some plugs before we wrap this baby up?
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook and Patreon at Cooking with Jeffy, my other adventure that I do, a cooking show. And on YouTube at Jam Productions Incorporated, INC, with my YouTube series, Jeff's Life.
Excellent. Rob, still hitting that power chamber?
Yep, gearing up for season 2. In the meantime, you guys can check out the Filthy Casuals podcast, which is Amy Newman and Chris Carr talking to super fans about fandom, so that way people not familiar with them can get to know them without any judgment. And I was their guest last week talking about Power Rangers, and we had so much fun. We're splitting it into 2 parts. So this upcoming Friday, part 2 will drop. And in the meantime, I am just your reigning, defending, YouTube.com, MeW Federation champion, where despite my next opponent saying it, I am not ducking him. I take on all comers. Bring it.
All right. Also listen to Jeff on the Major World Order podcast dropping this Friday. Or Thursday. Thursday. I don't know. I was listening to it. I always listen to it on Patreon, so I don't know when it actually hits.
It's Thursday.
All your podcast streams. So he'll be on that tomorrow as well.
And I played the show.
And
that's how cool I am. I'm kidding.
And join us next week as we discuss Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals.
Yeah, let's do that today. Oh boy.
For that, we'll head back to the albums that made us, where it is super producer's turn to pick an album that made us.
So what else is on Steve J?
Which
he's not here tonight. I don't know if he's available next time. So
it's true.
Which
is he in the comments?
Which Butch Walker album are we listening to?
Letters. We're listening to Letters.
Yes.
It's gonna be either that or Mariana's Trench. This is my guess.
One of those two.
We covered 2 out of their albums already. All right. Butch Walker, Letters.
Cool.
Excellent. Super producer, what do we have to plug? And then we'll be saying good night.
Well, what we have to plug is Heyyy Buddy live tomorrow night. We're going to have a blast. We turned 2 as of yesterday. So we will be talking about the things that came out when we were 2, the year that we turned 2 in this month. 38 years ago. So
Oh,
in 1986, in March of 1986, we'll be talking about a little bit of Highlander, a little bit of Cobra, a bit of Metallica, Master of Puppets, and a little bit of Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All, because all those things go together.
That's right.
That's what I have to mainly plug. We have to plug here at Heyyy Buddy.
I'll be definitely tuning into that.
Join the
All right.
Patreon.
Till next time.
Yeah,
Thanks
too.
for having a conversation.
Are we having a conversation?